Hey, everybody. This is your girl, Lux Noir, and welcome back to the Sis Let's Be Real podcast. Happy Monday, everybody. I wanted to come back and do a structured video this time around. And yes, I have been taking a little time away from YouTube just to relax, decompress. I work very hard at my job. And yes, it is a lot, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Juneteenth. Shout out to all my beautiful Black people out there across the land. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you were able to be off that day and to just catch up on whatever it is that you haven't been able to do lately, whether it's rest, clean, or just, I don't know, lounge around the house. I hope everyone enjoyed their holiday. And yeah, I wanted to take just a little break and just relax my mind. There was a video that I had in mind to review, but I said I'm just gonna wait just a little bit because I wanted to get my notes together, and I know I didn't want to make this video alive, but I probably would turn it into a premiere so that we can, talk in the comments of whatnot. But without further ado, I just wanted to get into this episode about the bitter bond, is what I'm going to call it. And in this episode and today, we're going to talk about what happens when a man's family maintains a close relationship with an ex partner, and not just someone that they were with and it just so happened to end it. This is a little bit different because this person definitely did bring conflict, division, and dysfunction into their lives. No matter how much she wants to say that she didn't, she absolutely did. It played out. But you have to remember, she's one of those kind of people who comes from a lineage of people that think that they could just rewrite history and people are just supposed to forget. In this episode, we're going to be unpacking the emotional cost of relationships built on resentment, nostalgia, and bitterness. We'll discuss how unhealthy alliances can form around shared grievances, why some families struggle to let go of the past, and how the current spouse often becomes a target of hostility simply for representing a new chapter. And yeah, and I just want everyone at the end of this to be able to ask themselves, is it really loyalty or is it really a bond rooted in bitterness? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reaction video. And I will be adding my commentary throughout this reaction. Let's get into it, y'all. Oh, and the name of this video, she titled it, I'm done with this narrative. Let's tell it all and be done. And of course, she still didn't tell it all, but whatever.
Hopefully that's enough light. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hi. Hi guys. So hey Jen. We're gonna talk about some stuff and then we're gonna pack it up. We're gonna be done. Okay? That's what this live is for. This is like closure for me when it comes to a lot of stuff. Okay? And yeah, I feel like I've held on to a lot of stuff.
And I also just want to add really quick before we get into this first segment is that narcissists do not give a shit about closure. Um, it should not be that you are seeking closure 6, 7 years after the relationship has been over with. Like, you should have sought closure a long time ago. This is not someone, I know that a relationship or a divorce, sometimes some people could say that it can feel like the closest thing to death, like a real grievance. But you all didn't even have that kind of relationship. Like, the fact that you have chosen not to let this man go after all of these years. He's been moved on. He's gotten married to someone else. I mean, your children were removed out of your custody, your primary custody, and the fact that you are still seeking closure to something that you refuse to let go, regardless of how you want to put it, or him coming back, dipping around in you and doing all of the such, that's your choice. You allow this man to do this to you. You allow this man to put you through this because you won't let him go and you won't let the relationship go. It's bad enough that you are on your sixth child and you have had three more additional baby daddies and you are still seeking closure. Like, that's a you problem. That's no one else's problem. That's on you. These people do not care about closure. They love to have different things to hold on to so that they can play the victim. The ultimate thing for them is to always be seen as the victim. Never forget that. So why the fuck in their sick minds will they want closure when they enjoy being the victim? But let's continue.
And for what? For what reason exactly? So we're gonna try to get through this quickly because the babies are napping, but they've been napping for a minute and they're probably gonna wake up any minute. So, um, what's up though, y'all? Okay, my heart's like beating fast because I'm so sick and done with this situation.
Her heart is beating fast because she knows that she is about to put information out there that she doesn't need to put information out. She screams loyalty, loyalty, but she is not loyal to anyone, including herself first. So, this first segment of this episode is going to be basically a family united by resentment. We're going to dive into how families sometimes stay emotionally connected and attached to old conflict. She is someone that I would consider an old conflict. And we're going to talk about why some people maintain relationships with individuals who previously caused nothing but drama and chaos. Um, and there's a big difference, okay, between genuine reconciliation and mutual resentment. The reason why this shit has went left the way it did because it wasn't genuine. It was fake on both sides, his family side and her side. She wanted fucking information out of them and things that she could use against him and things that she can use against Nisha. And they obviously have some kind of conflict with Nisha. I don't care what anybody fucking says. Like, for me, even if I did not like that woman, I would never go against her for this person. Like, you would have to be out of your fucking mind for me to have that much disdain and vitriol towards another black woman to go against them for her. Like, something has to be internally wrong with you as an individual to even do that to yourself. But we're going to dive more into it. But the first part we're definitely going to talk about is how everyone got back, in each other's space solely based off of resentment. That's just my fucking opinion.
But like I said, I'm done. I'm done, and I'm done. That's all. That's it, and that's all. So, um, yeah. So I came onto my computer because we need to get the lights up. I came onto my computer so I can show you guys stuff on my phone. Okay. Okay. So for the longest time, I've taken the blame for everything that's gone on with my kids and my that situation. Okay. And that's fine. I don't care. My own accountability and my my situation with my kids is my own situation with my kids. Um, but what I'm not gonna allow any longer is like this, oh, she was so damaging to that man and she did so much and blah 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 blah. When that man played so many games and we're not going to let it go. Okay. And why does this matter? Because he has my children. He's still a factor in my life, regardless of what you people think. Um, but this whole like narrative that I did so much to him and blah 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 blah. No, he's just a really horrible person, and that's just what it is. But it's good because I don't have to deal with it anymore. Somebody else is dealing with it, but still. So one of the main things. Oh, we haven't got. Where are we at with the lights? People don't want you to be accountable. They want your misery on display. Well, that's not going to happen because I'm not miserable. And I've said this a million times too. I was unhappy with him and it showed.
This person is very miserable. Olivia is just, you have to realize she's a very insufferable person. She's very unhappy. She's very miserable. If you people really think that she had additional children out of love and just because she wanted to, then that's your business. This woman literally used her womb and used her vagina to get over a man that according to her, it should be so blatantly obvious how much of a horrible person he was and still is. But you came up here and told people how you engaged with him again sexually, how you enjoyed it, how your number you want to present it as if the number one priority in this was to gain more access to your children. Bitch, when you know just as well as we do, you could have easily had went to the courts and told them that, hey, he's withholding my visitation, he's not allowing me to talk to them on the phone, and he would have been in contempt because you all have an actual order. There was no need for you to do that. What it was is that you wanted to actually see if you really could get him back with all of these additional children and these additional baby daddies. The fool in you, because you are a fool, told you that he would easily take my white ass back, kids and all. But you have to remember, he left for a reason. Even if you want to remove Nisha from this situation and just really talk to yourself as and look at yourself in the mirror, but you can't really face that. But if you just really wanted to ask yourself, like, why did I truly do that? You did it to try to hurt that woman. Now you claim that she wanted to hurt you and do you in and do you wrong for all of these years. Meanwhile, you took all of the responsibility and the accountability off of him. And if you didn't, bitch, you would have never had opened up your body to him again. Now, I am not here to debate whether or not if you believe that they had sex or not. We have went down that road. We have stayed on that merry-go-round, believe it or not. I'm simply basing it off of the information that is being said to us and what we could see and what we have heard. Okay, just a disclosure, real quick. But nonetheless, you really thought that you could feel better about yourself for so called doing the same thing that you claim Nisha did to you. At the end of the day, it was on him. He was with you, he was married to you, he pledged his vows to you. So the burden of hurt started with him, not with her. And you're never ever going to feel good about yourself trying to hurt someone else that you feel has wronged you. That's just adulting 101. Okay? But you can't even admit, as a grown ass, almost 40-year-old woman, I did it to spite her and to see if I could get him back. You're still going to lead with this, my kids, my kids, my kids. I wanted more time with my kids. You showed and leaked the messages. The man asked you plain and simple, did you want more time with the children? And bitch, you said no. You led with that. So lead with that. It's the dishonesty for me constantly. And you want to sit up here and try to present yourself as if you are some kind of real transparent ass bitch. I'm honest with myself. I have no reason to lie. This is why nobody believes you. And not to mention the way that you say you had all this evidence and you waited months. And you waited because you were trying to protect him. Let's say the quiet part out loud. You were still, even in your hurt, even in your embarrassment, in your disappointment, you still wanted to protect him to a certain extent because you really didn't want to all the way ruin your chances of the possibility of the two of you getting back together. That man is not coming back. He's not. What you had before is not what you will have with him again in the future, ever again. Even if he were to come back and be in the house with you, that relationship that you had before is dead, it's gone, and it's done. And you need to sit with that and really reckon with that. He played a part, you played a part. But know that that shit is done, is dead, and it's over with. You can hate Nisha all you want. But at the end of the day, you know you fucked yourself by having all those extra children to try to hurt him. Meanwhile, he living his life fancy fucking free over there. But this is the cost of being a pick-me ass fool. Let's continue.
I'm not unhappy. I don't care what people believe. I don't care what people think. Um I'm you guys know how it is. Like, I feel like whenever I talk to you guys, I'm always talking to women. Like, I know you guys have been through relationships where you're not appreciated, you're cheated on, you could love somebody so much and then they just literally disregard everything you've ever done for them. And my situation played out publicly, and people think I feel some type of way. That's fine. You guys can think I feel however people can think I feel however they want me to feel. But the truth is last year I went through a lot. Last year I went through a lot, and I made a lot of mistakes, but at the end of the day, I was trying to like do better and move on. And he just wouldn't let me, and I feel like he's never gonna let me because of, everything.
He has no fucking say so, and you wanting to move on as a grown ass woman. That's you that don't want to move on. You need to take some accountability in this shit. How the fuck is a man going to force you not to move on when he has moved on? You don't even realize how fucking ridiculous that sounds. If that was the case, you could have kept him from moving on, but it obviously didn't work. He moved on, he moved upward, and he moved onward away from your ass. And his life actually got better when he let you go. So you want to stay stuck. You enjoy this victim mentality. You enjoy victimhood because it gets you views and it gets you attention. And most importantly, it garnishes you sympathy from a bunch of idiots online who have little to no fucking discernment to know exactly what it is that they're looking at. You cannot say that a man is stopping you from moving on and he's out of the house and with someone else. That is a personal fucking choice. When I speak about not blaming Gerard for certain things, it's shit like this. Like, take accountability for your emotions, your fucking feelings. The hurt is not always our fault, but the healing process, oh, it definitely is. That's a fucking choice. You can't always control of the different things that hurt you, but the healing part, that's 100% on you. And you are the one that refuses to fucking properly heal. You could have been moved on with your life. What do you mean? You went on to have more fucking children. Did he have a say so in that? No. You slept with all these additional men. Did he have a say so in that? No. You done bounced around from apartment to apartment to apartment, back and forth from Florida to Texas. Did he have a say so in that? No. So all this shit about what he won't allow you to do because you want to act like he still maintains some kind of control over your life. No, he doesn't. That's because you are allowing that. Knock it off.
But I never really like showed receipts, and I never really like showed the extent of everything that happened last year. And this year, I'm officially moving on from this whole situation that has been holding my life back. And not my kids. I'm not moving on from my kids. My kids, oh, and I'll show you guys that text too. I let him know that whenever he allows my children to reach out to me, they can always reach out to me. And I will always leave that door open. But dealing with him, I'm not dealing with that narcissist anymore ever again. Not never even speaking. I will never speak to him again. No. Okay. So I want to show you guys. So you guys all know what happened from January to May. Was it May? April. The end of April. We were sleeping together. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Believe it. If you don't believe it, I could show you receipts on that too. But I want you guys to understand this is not because I'm trying to prove that. It's already been proven. My whole thing is I'm not taking.
You are still trying to prove that. You are really just really beating a dead horse. You are really trying to further just dig dig that nail in the fucking coffin. I mean, it's just like trying to raise the dead. No one actually gives a fuck anymore. You are really trying to hone in on that point. Just one last ditch effort. No one really cares. That was you and your stupidness that allowed this shit. You were actually foolish enough to think that that was going to get you what exactly? Because it obviously didn't push Nisha away. And even if it did, there's no guarantee that that man is going to come back and be with you. He'll just find another fucking woman that's going to deal with this bullshit in this situation and probably maybe try to help raise his kids. I mean, I really feel like she's a diamond in the rough, and the next bitch is not going to fucking go for that bullshit. And she's really going to treat those kids like how you try to claim that Nisha does. So you are really trying to still prove that, yes, I had him, I had him. The way that y'all prop this man up to be like the fucking ultimate prize, like a godlike figure, he can walk on water, is really fucking sick to me. He is just another nigga that did what he was supposed to do and got his kids, and his life improved because he had a partner there that was supportive and loving and that cared enough a fuck about him to want to see him and your children to do better. That's honestly it. This nigga cannot turn water into fucking wine. Like, stop it. The way he's just the ultimate prize in your fucking eyes is crazy.
Or it's not even like I don't care about taking responsibility for everything, because that just means that I'm the person who grows from the situation. And I'm definitely the only person that has grown from the situation. But
To say that you're the only person that's grown from the situation, real growth would have been getting your shit together, moving on past him, not having all those fucking children to prove a fucking point to him in the fucking internet. Like, you did not grow from this situation at all. Like, you hella fucking regressed. I don't know what growth means in these bitches' minds, but yeah, that's not true growth.
the way that people play with me about his family, about what he's done, about his play in things, about him reaching out to me, it's like, anyway. Anyway, where are we at with the lights? Linda, do you have a problem, babe? Or Lydia, whatever your name is, do you have a problem? Because if you're not one of my girls, you can get the fuck out the chat. Like, you guys act like you're paid to be here. You guys act like you're supposed to be here.
If they weren't there, you and your kids wouldn't be able to eat. So, like, let's be for real.
Or like somebody's making you be here. I don't even know because I haven't been reading her comments. Just my opinion. Continue to talk about him is only feeding his ego. And that's why we're going to be done after today. That's why we're done after this. But I'm closing this.
When something else goes on or something else, arises later on, she'll be back to talking about it again. You don't close a chapter after 6 years of profiting off of it. I mean, literally, she's profited off of this situation. She gets majority of her views when she talks about the ex-husband and Nisha, when she talks about them and looping these bitter ass women in that's his fucking family has also garnered her more views because it's like, oh, some old characters returning, returning back again in this fucking delusional cast of characters that she, talks about every now and then. So it's all a bunch of bullshit. She'll be talking about it again. And yeah, I did refer to his sisters as bitter because you have to have some self hatred for yourself to talk back to someone who talked so badly about you and your family and treated your brother like shit that y'all claim to love and adore so much.
Chapter of my life. So I'm going to let everything go. This is for me. If you guys don't want to be here, you guys don't have to. Yeah, I will. I will definitely move on. Like I said, if you guys don't want to hear this, you guys don't have to be here. It's like they get offended, like it's like y'all man or something. I don't know. But I'm definitely moving on after this, for sure. But like I said, we're gonna lay everything out on the table and then we'll be done. How does that sound, loyalty gang? My girls, how does that sound? Because everybody else who's not here to um I don't know. Anybody else who's not here for the tea, you guys can leave. It's not really, you guys are not, like I said, nobody's making you be here. If I wanted to talk about this shit every day, that's my right, because this is my life. This is not y'all lives. This is my life. And if you don't like what I put on my platform, don't watch me. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. Yeah, and this is a part of me growing and getting past this situation, you know?
Six fucking, excuse me, is it 6 or 7? Because let's just say this, it's damn near 10 years and you're still trying to grow from this situation. Girl, this is so fucking pathetic. Like, we all know that growth have different time limits on it, but this right here is a this is a personal choice to stay stuck. Just know that. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because she just sitting there reminiscing and shit about the text messages and going down memory lane.
Is this the same day? Okay. So I already posted this picture. Um, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be petty. I did this. This is so funny because I did this out of spite. I did this out of spite. I'm not gonna lie. This is me taking accountability and being a grown ass woman about it. This was totally out of spite. But as you can see, Arlington, March 31st. 20, can you guys see that? March 31st, 2025 at 11:52 a.m. And
That's definitely Gerard Black ass. I don't want to hear anything from anyone in the comments. Y'all kept saying show receipts, show proof, show proof, show proof. That's him. Like, that's not a twin. That's not a paid actor. That's his big buck black ass. And I know a lot of people hate when I fucking call him that. I don't give a shit. This is highly fucking disrespectful. I am kind of getting a little concerned with so many women that say that, oh, I wouldn't care if, if that were me, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I don't know how anyone else feels, but I'll just say for me personally, let me just use looks as an example. I will feel highly fucking disrespected, not only by the bitch that's doing this, but the ultimate level of disrespect and betrayal by my fucking husband. This is Kailani and AJ bed. This is their bunk beds. This is in their room in that old apartment, the same fucking bed that she slung AJ in. This is their same fucking room. That's that man laying in that fucking bed. Y'all ask for a receipt, you ask for a picture. If you don't feel like it's still authentic and it's real or it's AI, that's your business. But let's not distract yourselves with how fucking disrespectful this is on both sides of it. Okay? I know I may have lost a few people. You don't believe that it's really him. That's neither here nor there. But that is that black man. Okay? And he is laying in the fucking bed with her nasty, dirty, trifling ass. Knowing that he has a beautiful black woman back at the house who loves him, adores him, who loves his children, and is raising his children, while he is over there laying up with this bitch who refuses to pay for them, who did not properly care for them, who did not love him, who did not properly show him love, and who lost custody of the fucking children. Now, in my eyes, this is the ultimate level of betrayal. And this, in my eyes, I see him as a traitor. I know some people will not. This is traitor behavior. This is really very treasonous to do some shit like this. But think what you want. I digress.
That's him and that's me. Okay. People are like, oh, it didn't happen. No, it happens. Okay. And there's yeah, okay. So anyway, that's the timestamp. And
And it makes her feel good because she really wants to get it out there that yes, I had my black man, my former black man, I was able to get him. I've always stood on this shit from the very fucking beginning. And it was like a lot of people did not like me for it, baby, and have whole forums of me, discussing it. But this is disrespectful. That is definitely fucking him. If you don't want to believe it, then that's totally fine. But why would I mean make it make sense? Do you think the bitch is dumb or do you think that she's actually really clever? Do you think that she is smart enough to have someone else who looks like him smart enough to generate the shit in AI? Like, if we're gonna stick with the fact that she dumb, which she is, then stick with that. But all this shit of giving this bitch more credit is this she's not. Hmm, like, let's stop that.
and this happened the same day. I posted this picture. This was the same day. So yeah, it definitely happens. Okay. March 31st.
It definitely happened. There's him hugging up on her because that's what he really likes. It's familiar, it's chaotic. She did him wrong, she did him dirty. That's not the first time. Look what he did when they were actually together. He left and came back, left and came back. She left and came back, left and came back. Some men like their toxic ass behavior. And there is a um good portion of the population of black men who will only allow for non-black women to treat them in such a horrendous way and constantly go back to them and kiss their feet. I know a lot of black women don't like to admit that, but it's actually true. So there's the date. If you don't think it's real, you don't think it's real, but that nigga did this shit. Okay? He did.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, and this video too, because I don't know why AJ had my phone. AJ was recording. Here's another March 31st. This is all the same day. Wait.
And the reason why Gerard was able to sit up here and cover his face and turn to the side, because if you don't believe that he knows the people that support him, she always said he doesn't give a shit about that. But he knows there is enough people on here that supports him and that rise for him that will never, ever, 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 ever believe that he would do such a thing. Now, me personally, I always stood on the side of a man gonna be a man. Trifling is gonna be trifling. So we can't sit up there and say that, oh, I'm not saying that he wouldn't cheat. I'm not saying that he wouldn't buy a prostitute. I'm not saying that he's not cheating on Nisha. Oh, I'm just saying he'll never go back to her. That really doesn't make any sense. If a cheater is going to be a cheater, he's going to be a cheater. Now, this doesn't negate the fact of what Nisha is or is what she's not doing, because this is on him. He has to deal with this. He has to try to sleep at night knowing what he's done to his marriage. Because she could seem all kind of happy. She could do whatever she wants to do over there to appear that she's fine. If you really believe that this kind of stuff doesn't hurt that woman, then I just don't know. Maybe you don't think that Black women experience a level of pain or hurt or embarrassment that everyone else is, entitled to feeling. But this is hurtful and it's embarrassing. Now, granted, it's so funny that she's trying to do this to hurt Nisha when you're up here sucking and fucking on the same person who actually hurt you and embarrassed you publicly. She didn't do you like that. He did. But yet you're sucking and fucking on him. Okay? But this woman, and just like the rest of them, they don't really believe that they're pick-me's. They see everyone else as a pick-me, but they just cannot reckon with the fact that they are the true version of a pick-me.
He's trying to cover his face. How sad. It's so sad. Anyway, we were on that couch. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's done. Okay? Cool. So I went to Florida trying to get over the whole stupid shit that I allowed myself to do. I sat in it. I was stupid. I was dumb. Okay, cool. Fast forward. I come back to Texas. I forgot the date I came back to Texas, but whatever. Joey came out here in October. And I told you guys in October, I received this random ass phone call from a number I didn't know. And it was
That's Danielle. That's the sister.
Danielle, his sister. Okay. And I didn't have her number on my phone. And I'm not trying to expose her or anything.
You are absolutely trying to fucking expose her. I mean, just say it for what it really is. I don't know what the fuck you think this is doing or what you think that it may or may not accomplish. You are definitely exposing her. And you already look as bad as you look. But the fact that you all knew what happened in your family, you knew exactly what she fucking did. You knew exactly how she treated Gerard and how she felt about them. Like, this is straight up pick me mentality. Okay. Not only is she seeking validation, it seems like all of y'all are seeking validation from someone else besides within yourself because y'all are too fucked up. You're seeking validation from Gerard, and the sisters are seeking validation from you. You're prioritizing being chosen by him instead of having some kind of self-respect. They are showing the lack of self-respect by even having a fucking relationship with you. Okay? And this is what happens when you base something off of from being familiar and having some kind of history, because they feel like they've known her for so many years. I think at this point it's safe to say that they feel attached to the role that she once played in their life. Even if her behavior was harmful, as we can see, it does not matter to these women. And these are the kind of women that you need to watch out for. Now, granted, there's nothing wrong per se in the sense of if you want to have a relationship with your brother's ex-wife. But in this case, this bitch has done and said so fucking much to all of you. You have every right and you have every reason to no longer fuck with her ever again. But what did you all do? See, that's what I'm saying. These motherfuckers obviously have a loyalty to the past. And to me, it gives off the impression that they have struggled to let go of the old relationship and continue and you want to continue treating this bitch as if she's, a part of the family or if she is family when she literally tried to destroy you guys' family and it played out on the fucking internet.
It is what it is. This is what happened. This is what he did. And it's going to be known to the world. Period, point blank. So, when was this? Oh, wow. We had text messages all the way back in 2021, and then we didn't talk. Her and I didn't talk until October 18th. And he was contacting me from her phone. Okay.
I feel like it's super fucking corny to do that because what is the reason of contacting your ex-wife whom you went over to her house, you allow her to pull out a fucking phone and record you. You laid in her bed. You know what kind of person she is. You knew she was going to come to the internet. You knew she was going to fucking tell it. But on the other side, you also know that the vast majority of people would never fucking believe it, right? But let's just really roll with it. You knew that she was going to fucking tell it. Why would you use your sister's phone to contact her? But then on the other side, I would have to say, why, as a fucking woman, are you getting involved with bullshit like that? Like, why are you intertwining yourself with your fucking brother cheating? That's some shit right there that I do not fucking condone. Your business is your business. So let's keep it as your business. Don't bring that shit over here. Don't get me involved with this shit. I don't give a fuck if it is a female because getting involved with your girlfriends and they're cheating and all that bullshit can have you up in somebody's fucking graveyard because these fucking men are crazy, right? And then you sitting up there as a fucking woman getting yourself mixed up in your brother and his cheating and cheating on his wife. Like, how do you do that as a woman? You have been around this woman, you go around her, and yet you are aiding in your brother cheating on her for approval from this bitch. The pick me mentality is just absolutely crazy. Like the way that these people perform loyalty is absolutely insane. But you know what? That's okay because there's real consequences and emotional consequences into constantly competing for approval. And everybody is trying to gain some sense of approval from Gerard. That's what it looks like. They want it's something that he has. I don't know if this is the success that he has now that everyone is just so fucking enamored with and drawn to, but it's like they are all competing with an approval from him. You as a woman, you are supposed to stand on this shit and be like, look, bruh, I don't have shit to do with that shit. This, you married Tanisha now. She help you. She take care of the children. This is why I know they have some kind of problem with this woman. Because if you didn't, why would you feel the need to interact with Olivia? And why do you feel the need to go back and discuss her business or their business about their relationship? And furthermore, Gerard, why do you even tell them about your relationship? Knowing damn well that they still have a relationship or they want a relationship with your ex. That's just so stupid to me.
Okay, here we go. No, this was Friday, October 17th. I don't want to show nothing. That's like, I don't want to expose nothing. Okay, so this is when Joey was at my house and he was in the living room. I was in my room.
This is the story no one wants to believe, but myself, and other reactors have put together. I know that I have the short posted on in my shorts, and it definitely shows what she's about to talk about is the night where Gerard was with his family. You could hear Niecy's voice in the background. You heard someone say Kim, right? And this was supposed to be, we didn't know it then, but this was supposed to be at Danielle's house. This is the night that no one believes happened, but I really believe that it happens. You know why? Because these people are fucking trifling. But this is that night where they got together and they were drinking.
This is the weekend I had the kids. This was the weekend that I celebrated Robin's birthday. Okay. I got a random phone call and it was Danielle. And I was like, oh my God, bitch, how have you been? Like, I missed you so much, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I still love her to this day. I love you, Danielle. I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with your brother who has done everything he's done.
Bitch, he's at the head of this. But no, she's definitely implicated herself in this by wanting to have a relationship with you and by going behind Nisha's back. Because remember, these people, they're not going behind Gerard back because he's also involved in this. No matter how much people say he's not, and he's using the gray rock method, they're not using the purpose of the gray rock method, in case some people are wondering what the fuck that is. It is purely designed to reduce any kind of direct emotional engagement with someone that you do not want to talk to, you don't want a relationship with. It is something that's typically used for when you're dealing with narcissistic people or people that exhibit narcissistic traits. Okay, if you are not reacting, sharing personal information, arguing, going back and forth, feeding into their drama, the other person has less access to your emotions. Okay, the gray rock method in this situation does not fucking apply because no one is doing that. Now, it does not mean to say that the gray rock method is not effective when you have family members that are, for example, have a relationship with a narcissistic ex. It could still work. Okay, it definitely could, because the thing is for you to maintain your distance, you to cut off communication. However, they're they're not utilizing it. He's not utilizing it. You're not utilizing it by changing the locations of the meeting spot. You're not utilizing it by going outside of the app and having conversations with each other. You are not utilizing it by going to her house and laying in her bed. It does not apply. I know a lot of people say he's using the gray rock method. No, he is not. Nope, 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 nope. No. And also the fact that how his family is so deep in this situation too, relatives going back and forth reporting information, family members sharing details, these are all things that could weaken this method of trying to cut off a narcissist. That's why you have to ask yourself, who's really trying to cut off who? Because it's given that everybody's trying to have a relationship behind one person's back, which is really unfortunate for her. But he's not utilizing the gray rock method, and he's just not. And honestly, in this situation, it has gotten so far past that it's null and void. So honestly, I don't even want to see nobody constantly talk about that because I've saw comments. Oh, he's using the gray rock method. No, 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 no. When he's way too in this emotionally, regardless of how he treats her, fucking talking outside of court apps, changing the meetup spot, all null and void. All null and void. Playing behind Nisha back, no. At this point, the gray rock method wouldn't even fucking work anymore. So I just wanted to get that out there and just say that. Back to the story.
So I was like, oh my God, this is such a surprise. How are you? Like, I haven't talked to you in so long. And lo and behold, her brother grabs the phone and he's talking shit to me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We talked for a little while and then we got off the phone. Then she texted me and she was like, oh no, I texted her. And I said, I'm so happy you called. I missed you. And she said, I missed you too. You want my brother to come see you? I said, girl, no, I'm mad at him. And she said, he said Oh, and this was him texting from her phone. He said he about to come over there. I said he tried to put me in jail, girl. Like, come on. I know I did fucked up shit, but he's taking it too far. And she said, oh no, he said,
Bitch, you don't. What the fuck? So which one is it? Is it her or is it him? Because why would he need if what you had said is true? And that's why I said two things can be, a lie and the truth could be in the same sentence together. It really can. So if he was sending you money, he was texting you, Nisha don't have access to his phone, da 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 da. Like, what would he doesn't allow her to see the phone according to what you claim that he told you, which he probably did to try to make it, men in this situation will do any kind of real damage and harm to kind of dumb down their current partner to elevate the next bitch and make you feel more comfortable in the situation. But really, he didn't have to do that with you. Like, I mean, you were gonna fucking suck on him regardless. He don't even have to give you anything, just like the rest of the men. But what is the point of playing on Danielle's phone? And Danielle, what is the point of allowing your brother to play on his phone, to play on your phone, and you getting in the mix of this shit? This is what I feel like really makes the rest of y'all look just as dumb as this bitch right here. Like, come on.
wait, I don't know who the fuck was writing this because it's so weird. But she said, girl, fuck him. How have you been? And I said, I'm good, living life. I'm happy to be back in Texas. You still love my brother.
I'm good, living life. I'm happy to be back in Texas. You still love my brother. Look at this dumb bitch. I'll always love him, but he doesn't love me. And I'm cool with that. I just wanted him to be happy. He does. He's just dumb. The dumbest. I wish the fuck I would tell anyone that I will always love a man. But consciously he really doesn't love you. Because a man that truly loves you wouldn't have to even do all this. I know some people say he too deep in it, he too far gone to leave Nisha. Please, millionaires and billionaires leave they fucking wife for a new bitch. Men leave, men leave for less, okay? Or even more. So if he truly loved you, why put you through this? She knows that man really doesn't love her because this isn't about love. This is about resentment. This is about jealousy. And this is about hatred. All of their relationships. Him, her, the sisters, everybody. All of them. A bunch of fucking flying monkeys and fools.
I said, I'll always love him, but he doesn't love me. Oh, Lord. I shouldn't have showed you that. But
Well, that's
anyway,
the truth. Shit.
and I said, I'm cool with that. I just wanted him to be happy. You see that? And then she said, or he said, he does. He's just dumb. And I said, the dumbest. I said, anyway. Oh, no, she said, anyway, what you been up to? I've been trying to get my shit together for my babies. We need to go out. I said, how?
Girl, that woman wasn't studying talking about this shit. You've been trying to pull. Look, first of all, she already inserting herself in it for one. Let's just start there. She did. But you wanted to keep her intertwined with it. There's that weird triangulation that these motherfuckers do. They have to get someone else involved in it to really center themselves in the situation. Girl, she was trying to move on in the text because it's like at the end of the day, that's between you and that nigga. But the sister didn't even realize you were already too fucking deep in it once you decided to have a relationship with someone that did you and your family the way that y'all claimed that she did so many years ago.
How have you been? How's your beautiful baby girls? And she said, I understand. We do need to go out. And she sent me pictures of all the kids. So cute. I said,
this bitch don't even like black children, but whatever.
They're all so grown up. And then we talked about Robin. And then she said again, here we go. Wait, did I show anything? Fuck.
Bitch, you did this shit on purpose. You definitely did leak her address. And don't you believe for a fucking second that that motherfucker don't live there, because she most definitely does live at that address now, currently. But that's what y'all get. okay, for intertwining yourself with a person that likes to dox people and then play innocent and play a victim when she so-called gets doxxed, which I still haven't seen her address leaked online. Don't want to know the address. Don't give a shit about it. But this is exactly what you get. And there is real consequences for aligning yourself with people like her. Leaking your fucking address to everybody online. And yes, Danielle definitely does still stay there.
I don't know how to fucking cover it.
But this is the same bitch. Look, she can't even fucking post text messages properly without redacting the information that she doesn't want people to see. But this is who's so smart and hiring actors and Dopplers and, you know, AI generators and all that kind of shit. This motherfucker is dumb as a box of rocks. Okay? She's dumb as a box of rocks. I'm sticking with it. Y'all know that she is. She's not even intelligent enough. Like, if you really wanted to show these text messages, you could have been showed them. There is a way of blocking the shit out. You know that, right? But we have to look with what we're dealing with here.
Like I said, she doesn't live there anymore, but still.
She does.
Isn't there a way to delete messages? I want to delete these two. There we go. Delete two. Okay, there, I deleted those two. Just so it doesn't show anything and you guys can't be like, oh, she's doing something. No, I'm not. Anyway, we were talking and then all of a sudden she says, my brother said he's about to come over. Okay, this was the same conversation. I said, tell him I said no. He said, why not?
I hate the way she reads. Tell him I said no. He said, why not? He got some tequila. No, he got some Hennessy and some Hypnotic. So this is the night where you claim that you want to go talk to him about some fucking children. But he got some tequila. Like, what? This nigga bought some Hennessy and Hypnotic. And if you look at that fucking video, what color do you get when you mix brown and blue? And tell me what color his drink was. Okay, let's just leave it at there. Just left. How far away are you? Da 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 da. And she deleted all the messages. But anyway, we saw and look at the bottom. Hey, I want a drink. And then Danielle says, I'm not drinking. Girl, these motherfuckers are
he
fake
got
as
some
shit.
tequila. That's what I said. She
But
said,
why would that matter if you're going over there to talk about the kids? Just say you went over there to meet up with him, you wanted to hang out with him, because she can't do that. See, they're open enough with her to say, hey, I want to hang around you. Hey, I want you to come over. Let's chill. They're open enough and being, vulnerable with this fucking demon for whatever reason that they're vulnerable for her. I mean, it's really giving insecurities across the fucking board. But for her, she's sitting up here making it seem like it's about the kids. Girl, it's never been about that for you. It stopped being about that years ago. You wanted, why can't you just sit up here and just say, hey, I wanted to hang out or I wanted to lay up underneath him? This is why you get disrespected the way that you do constantly, because you set yourself up for disrespect. You can't even be honest in a so-called tell-all video, but yet you're still wanting everybody to see you as being transparent and, oh, I'm just gonna put it all out there. Girl, if it's about the kids, what the fuck? You didn't even need to go there. You could have went to a well lit establishment, talked about the motherfucking children. Nisha could have been there because she's raising those kids, and y'all could have talked about the kids. But with his family, drinks involved, Hypnotic and fucking Hennessy. No, you went over there to get some shit started.
nah, he got Hennessy and some Hypnotic. And I said, I just left. And then I went over there. That was the night I told you guys that he was all over me, okay? And that was October 17th, okay? Of 2025, okay? Yes, it was to you guys, it was so long ago. But to me, it wasn't so long ago because I'm living this. Okay? Okay, cool. So all that happened, Danielle and I still talked. And my whole thing is, people always say, and I hate, this is the narrative that I hate. People are always like, you kept their family apart. You did so much to their family. I did nothing to their family.
That is a lie. The shit played out on the fucking internet. And also too, I really need for people to also really reckon with themselves on the fact that what we may see as dysfunctional, some people find comfort in dysfunction, right? In conflict and drama and blurred boundaries. It becomes normal to them. It probably was already normal to them before she even entered the picture. Okay. So I don't really think that they truly see the relationship as problematic as the rest of us do. I really truly believe that. I believe in their mind that was normal, going back and forth, arguing, fighting, damn near about to whoop each other's asses, her calling the police on them, calling them black bitches and all of that. You know, it's all about what you accept and what you are willing to deal with. And they were willing to deal with that shit. So no longer should anyone, even if the shit or even if they ever want to come back and say something about it, don't feel sorry for them, because you know what? Y'all endured it years before. You went years without having a relationship. And the fact that you subjected yourself to that yet again, that's because you believe that's where your worth lies. In being disrespected, talk crazy about, making fun of deceased children, allegedly sleeping with underage family members. That's where y'all worth lies. So yes, it may sound fucked up or it may have seemed sad at the moment, but it's no longer sad. It is a conscious choice. And you all made the conscious decision to realign yourself with someone in which you know how she really feels about you and how she feels about Black women in general. Me personally, I will never look past such behaviors. I will never look past such things like that, because I have too much pride in myself as a Black woman to even put myself in a situation like that again. To begin with is one thing, but to do it again says a lot.
If anything, when I came around, I tried to bring everybody closer. The only person I ever had like a real problem was Kimberly, which is his other sister. Me and Nisi always got along. Danielle we got along with everybody. It was his mama that didn't like me. Kimberly didn't like me, and his cousin. His cousin didn't like me. But whatever the fuck. I don't really care. But my whole point is, if I'm such a horrible person, why are these bitches still in contact with me? Including Nisi. Why is Nisi still talking to me? Well, not to this day, because honestly, I kind of stopped talking to them. But I don't have nothing bad to say about them. I don't have nothing. I'm so over that part of my life. Because when I went over to Danielle's that night, Nisi was there. Danielle, he was there. And it was just us kicking it. Okay? So
You could, all of that can still be true, and they can still want to be around you. It's an avoidance of accountability on all of y'all parts. You know why? When you acknowledge someone that has made racist, harmful, disrespectful comments and have exhibited nasty behavior towards you, you know what that will require? It will require for them to admit that they tolerated it and enabled it. See, Nisi got up here screaming to the top of her lungs, talking about how, Gerard enabled it and how he tolerated it. They did too. Okay, they did too. And for some people, they would rather minimize the shit than to confront it, which is what they did. Yeah, Nisi got up here and she talked about how, and she expressed deeply on how it hurt her and how all the shit she did for Gerard and how, she bent over backwards for him when you constantly fucked him over. But at the end of the day, like, she minimized it by having a conversation with you years after the fact. You literally blamed that woman for her child dying. That, to me, in my eyes, in my world, that would be completely unforgivable. But to them, they have a way of minimizing fucking dysfunction. They did it for years with you and Gerard. They did it for years. So what's so different now? Because he's married to Nisha? No, their loyalty is not to her at all. Their loyalty is to him. These are all male-centered women. Please fucking believe that. You definitely are, and they are too. Because I understand wanting to be there and loving someone and trying to love somebody past their pain, but how much are you going to continue to love someone who don't love themselves enough to not only get out of the situation, but to stay away from it, to stay away from something that's bringing nothing but harm to them, to stay away from a person who's trying to make them chase them all the way around the fucking United States. Okay, to stay away from a person who really don't care about them as a man. Every time she kicks him down, you there to catch him. And what he constantly do, spit on your hand every single fucking time. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of person does that make him? But I know. We have to constantly zoom in and be hyper focused on him raising the kids. No, we're not talking about him as a father. We're talking about him as a man. What kind of man would keep honestly spitting on his sister's hand? And this man was not 15, he was not 16. He was in his 20s. If this was a woman that we were talking about, y'all would hold her more accountable. Her age would not even take a factor, which in a lot of cases when it comes to women and the things that we've done in our past, age never seems to fucking matter. But it's everything when it comes to a man. Call me a lie. Call me a fucking lie. Don't try to babyfy him. It is what it is. But they constantly minimize this shit because years later, they're not just quiet just because they're quiet and they moved on. They're also quiet because they're complacent in the situation. It's like I said in a post, and people's like, Niecy moved on. Niecy moved on. How much have you moved on to have a relationship with someone that has said and done some of the most demeaning, disgusting things that you could possibly do to someone, and this motherfucker claim that she always had love for you? There's no way. So remember that being quiet doesn't always mean that you're far removed from the situation. Sometimes people are quiet because they're too deep in the shit.
Okay, cool. So that happens. Then him and I don't talk. Okay. Joey leaves. I'm doing my own thing. That was October. Now November comes, and I'm supposed to get my kids for Thanksgiving. But once again, he's playing games. And I don't even remember why I didn't get my kids, but he just didn't allow me to get my kids during the Thanksgiving break.
You didn't get your kids because of something that you did. When these people don't never seem to remember why, you mean to tell me you did not get your children for Thanksgiving, your so-called holiday, but you don't remember why you didn't? That's because it was something that you did.
Okay. So it hurt, but I was like, Olivia, you better set that shit up and don't show that shit that you're in pain. Don't show that shit that it hurts. Don't show nobody nothing. Okay?
So you want to hide the emotions behind not getting your children for for the holidays that you were assigned to get them, but you want to wear your emotions on your sleeve for a man that you haven't been with for damn near 10 years. Yeah, I can see how that makes sense in your brain.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So I actually asked her, when the November break came for me to get them, it was my November break, and then I was supposed to have them through Thanksgiving. He wasn't responding, he wasn't answering, nothing. He would not respond to me on the parenting app. I said, hey girl, I was talking to Danielle. I said, hey girl, please call your brother for me. Ask him where are the kids. Ask him to answer the phone. I'm sorry to get you involved, but he's playing with me and I'm about to crash out. Okay. And she didn't respond to me until like later that night. And I said, oh, well, after I said that to her, she didn't respond to me. And I said, so you're not talking to me anymore? Don't just go ghost on me. And she said, no. She said, no, it's not that. I just don't want to get in y'all stuff. You don't want to get in my stuff, but your brothers put you in our stuff. Like, okay.
He could put her in everything that he want to put her in, but she also stepped in y'all stuff by engaging in the bullshit. See, you could attempt to try to put me in some shit. I have a choice whether or not if I want to deal with it or not. She also made the conscious choice to sit up there and engage and go back and forth and insert herself in the middle. But see, this is, what happens when you try to regain access for information and influence. See, you like to have an influence in Gerard's life. Okay? You prop yourself. I'm the only baby mama, his one and only baby mama. I have all his kids. See, influences for you. The children, that's null and void. That's like dead last at the bottom of the totem pole. But this is what happens when you maintain contact for gossip and bullshit. So you want to know what's going on over there with him and Nisha. But then when it's time to really talk about the kids, oh, ain't nobody got nothing to say? Oh, I don't want to really want to get you involved, da 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 da. Like, no, that's not why the two of you even rekindle your relationship. Be fucking for real about it. You rekindle your relationship based off your fucking hatred of Nisha and whatever kind of fucking problem this motherfucker has with her. So stop it. No, the kids don't matter in this situation. No, she don't want to get involved when it comes to the kids. You know why? Because it wasn't about the fucking children.
And I said, he don't really tell me about what's going on with you and him. And I said, okay, I respect that. I'm sorry I even asked. She said, it's okay, I understand. Did you get the kids? I said, no. He never responded to me. I just feel bad because Robin called yesterday crying that I pick her up, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And whatever. That was on the 21st of November. Okay? He never answered me. He never responded to me. He didn't let me get my kids. And I want to pull up the 21st was a Friday. Okay, so I was supposed to get him that Friday. Okay. Then I get a random call for her on the 29th of November. The 29th is a Saturday. I was out doing Amazon. I remember exactly where I was. I was out doing Amazon. I went to Costco after I finished my shift. I was with my babies. We got some pizza, we got some stuff, and we came home. Then she called me at like randomly at like it was 6:06. No, first she texted me and she was like, let me make sure there's nothing on here. Okay. She said, November.
Call me. Hey, what are you doing? Call me.
29th. Can y'all see that? November
My apologies about last night.
29th. Anyway, she said, what are you up to? And I didn't respond to her because I didn't see her text message. Then she called me. Okay. And when she called me, she was like, do you miss my brother? My brother misses you. He wants to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, no, I'm not doing this again. We're not going through this again. So I was like, no, thank you. I don't want to talk to him. He just didn't let me see my kids. Are you good? I don't want to fucking talk to him. Fuck him. Anyway, later that night, he was texting me from her phone. Call me. Hey, what are you doing? Call me. That's not her. That's him. Okay. And then she said the next day, because that was the whole thing of that night. She said, my apologies about last night because he was on her phone calling me back to back to back to back to back. I said, it's okay, girl. And that was it. December 2nd, she said, hey, how are you? I said, I'm good, actually. I had a really good day today. How about you? And she said, that's good to hear. She said, going good, but I know she said, I'm doing good as well. I'm just checking on you. She said, no, my brother's not with me. I'm home alone, just having a drink and making some food. The reason she said that, I said, laugh out loud. I don't think he was. I need a damn drink. But I think at this point I knew did I know I was pregnant yet? Yeah, I knew I was pregnant. Yeah, because I say it to her right here. She said, I'm drinking whiskey. You're more than welcome to come have a drink with her. And she said, I just don't want you to think that's why I'm hitting you up because her brother was with, because that's, Every single time he goes around her, he's blowing me up from her phone. And I said, I just found out I'm pregnant. She said, girl, what? Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Okay, I don't want you to think that that's the only reason why I'm hitting you up. Why? The fuck? That's the only reason why she wants to have a relationship with y'all. It's like these women do not fucking get it. But this is what happens when your principle and values lie in something that's familiar. Having a long-standing relationship, a past relationship with this bitch, has made these people overlook the behavior. And I almost bet you it is the same kind of behavior that they would condemn in others, but they see it as, oh, that's just live being live. Like, this is really fucking crazy to me. Like, you're talking about that's not the only reason why you're hitting her up. Meanwhile, this is the only reason why Olivia really wants to have a fucking relationship. How long and how many years did this motherfucker come online and talk shit about them? If she really gave a fuck at any given point and had an ounce of integrity, she wouldn't have said some of the most disgusting things that she has said about you all online. And don't worry, please believe the shit will kick up again one day. And what is going to be the excuse then? Like, this is so crazy to me. What the fuck?
Okay, cool.
And then lying, talking about this Joey baby. Okay, girl, bye.
So, yeah, all that shit happened. What happened? Why am I entertaining people who try to ruin me? I'm doing this for me.
And how did they try to ruin her? She's the one who talked the shit about them online. Remember, these are not people that have, um, they don't have like an online presence the way that she has, as far as constantly going live and being online and different things like that. No, that's her. She likes to be down in the boogaloo with the bullshit. Okay, just look at the face right here, a pure face of evilness. Because she knows, no, she tried to destroy them. They did not try to destroy her. They did nothing but chase after her, kiss her ass, all in the name of loving Gerard so much, when Gerard made his choice at the end of the day. He chose himself.
I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm not doing this for anybody. I'm doing this for me. Because when this chapter of my life is done, hey, Papa. When this chapter of my life is done, this chapter of my life is done. Come here for what? Yeah. No, we'll do that in a minute. You want your iPod? You just woke up, AJ. Wake up for real. You just opened your eyes. He's like, come here, let's do this right now.
And I guess also for me, I would also like to add is that this situation is really even more disgusting, because this is what it looks like when you see a bunch of women that are operating out of jealousy and competition and comparison. And unfortunately, there are just some women that do not automatically support other women. And that includes Black women. I mean, even if you weren't that kind of person, even on the strength of yourself and how a person has treated you, you should be able to prioritize that first, at least. But this is why I feel like it gives that they have some kind of unresolved resentment towards Nisha, especially with her, being Gerard's wife now. I feel that it's definitely less about the issues or the things that they have had with Olivia. And it's more, this shit right here is happening more about their feelings with her. I think something happened with her. I think they probably feel a way about her. This is why this shit happened to begin with. Because if it was just really just pure and it was just genuine, Gerard wouldn't even need to be involved. Like, I can have a relationship with you just on the strength of, because of how I feel about you, because I care about you, because I want the best for you, but this, it has something to do with Nisha. I don't know what the fuck happened. Some people are jealous of a new partner because of what they can represent and what they can bring. And it's obvious that she brings the total opposite of Olivia, which is probably why they have a problem with it to begin with. And it also could be because they have some kind of insecurities and jealousy towards her as well. But on the strength of me being a woman, there is just no way that I can put myself in this kind of predicament. Like, I just cannot. Not at this age, not at this juncture in my life. Like, you motherfuckers have went through way too much to even be in this position.
Yeah, baby. No, it just feels good to get this shit off my chest. And I'm so sick of people like blaming me for everything, which I don't, once again, I don't care. That sounds immature, blaming me for everything. But like, as far as like that situation goes, when I came back to Texas from Florida, I was so fucked up after that whole affair thing. And not because so much, oh, I wanted him. No. Once again, I will always say this. I don't care about him. It's always been about my kids.
Oh, God.
It's always been about my kids. It's always been about my kids. It's always been about my kids.
As you can see, she's sitting there trying to convince herself, because no one with a fucking brain and any ounce of common sense know that it has not been about these kids. She can't even look straight at the camera and say that. She's convincing herself because she really does. I think in the deep recesses of her brain, she feels stupid, which she absolutely should be, because what she did was stupid. The whole thing was stupid on every single part of it. I don't care what anyone says. Her, him, them, all of them. The whole thing was stupid and it gained absolutely nothing. So she's trying to convince herself, and she has been the whole way through. It's about the kids. It's about the kids. It's about the kids. Like, girl, no, it's always been about the man. It's always been about the man. It will always be about the man. When this shit kicked off, if it wasn't about the man, why did you start off immediately when he asked if you wanted more time with the kids and you literally said no? Like, that is out there, will always be out there. You put it out there. And I know that you hate you did, because people like me will always bring that shit up. It's not about those fucking children. If it was about the fucking kids, it would not be so easy for you to draw back. If it was about the kids, you would supported the kids years ago. You've never been supporting them. Everything is based on how he's acting, how he's moving, how he's doing. When you motherfuckers have an actual court order in place, you have a court order in place to draw out the guidelines of what you and him need to do in order to be successful at co-parenting. But you all can't be, because of the other shit that you all are doing with each other and have done to each other, and the lines have constantly been crossed with one another. It cannot be about the children when you're sitting up here outing them and putting, every time Robin tells you something, you put it out online. If it was about the kids, you would at least keep a secret for them, but you can't even keep a secret for your kids. Anything that she tells you, you come and run the internet. No fucking trust. No fucking protection with you. And it's about the children. You want to keep telling yourself that? No, it's not about them. It's about him. Now, you can get up here and easily say that Robin, you can out your daughter as being gay, but yet you want to withhold receipts to expose this nigga. No, it's all about protecting the man. The man is absolutely first in this situation. First, foremost, he is the priority. It's not those fucking children. You can keep trying to really convince yourself that it is, but it's not. It's always been about hurting Nisha, and it's always been about getting your lick back at her. And it's always been about trying to see if you can get him back. And the fact that it took all them years, and it took for you to do it, not even him, it took for you to do it. And you want to sit up here and spit on us and tell us and piss on us and tell us that it's motherfucking raining? No, bitch. It's piss and it's fucking spit. Do that shit with your fucking supporters over there that believe that dumbass shit. Those bitches obviously believe in fucking magic, and a motherfucking can probably sell them a bag of magic beans. But we know what the fuck we're looking at. We are looking at a woman that has spent years prioritizing a man, and you will always prioritize him to the day that you die. There is no reason for you to have 3 more fucking children with 3 more fucking niggas, but yet you still bring yourself to talk about this man, but yet it's about the kids. You asked if the nigga had tequila, but it's about the kids. You claim that he stuck his fingers in your panties, but it's about the kids. Like, shut the fuck up. You will honestly get more respect if you just keep that shit funky and keep it real. It's never been about them, and it never will be about them. You do not sit up there with your whole fucking chest and say that you won't have no dealings with the fucking kids that it's all about because of how the man is getting on your nerves. Bitch, please.
He knows that. Y'all know that. But y'all want to keep saying it's about him, like he wants to keep making it about him.
He knows it's about him. Which on the other side of it that makes it disgusting is because if it were a woman that were dealing with a man that screwed her over, said fuck the kids, refused to pay child support, we could easily call her stupid. But with him, Mr. Perfect, we're supposed to be like, he's the greatest dad on earth. He would never cheat. He would never go back. He can walk on water. He can make it rain. He can make it sun. No. Give that same fucking energy. It is absolutely disgusting as a man for you to know that she has prioritized you over your fucking children. Simply because it's wrong. It's not about you, and it's not about her. It's supposed to be about Robin, Ryan, and Christian. But somehow or another, you know that it's all about you. You comfortable with it. That makes you feel good. And you're not going to tell me. And I don't want to hear shit about we don't know men and what kind of men we know, the kind of men that exist. And there is a kind of man that exists, and there's plenty of them out there that gets off on sick ass women like this being stuck on them for years. You're not going to tell me otherwise. They talk about these hoes everywhere with their family members that are listening on the job sites. They discuss these bitches because they get off on it. It is a ego fucking trip. And you are not going to sit up there and convince me that in some kind of form or fashion that doesn't get him off on the fact that his baby mama refuses to get over him. Period, point blank.
He will forever think that he has control, power, something over me because he took my kids from me. But I told him no in November, and I will forever stand on that shit. And I will forever know that's why he's so mad. He's so bitter because I continuously turned him down. Even in October, yes, I let him touch on me and I let him feel on me and shit like that, but I didn't fuck him. And he just kept begging and begging and begging and begging, and I didn't do it. So, yeah. And I feel good about that. And as far as Nisi goes, Nisi and I talked ever since that time we saw each other in October. And I think it's so sad because people will continue to let a narrative go on like I'm the bad guy, I'm the horrible person because of what the internet says about me. You know, and people are so scared to be ridiculed. Let me show you guys. And like I said, and I'll say this again, this is not about shaming Danielle or Nisi because I still have a soft spot for them and I will always love those girls. But no, I'm sorry. He thought he was slick trying to do everything through Danielle. And I just hushed because I didn't want it to stop me from seeing my kids. But honestly, I don't give a fuck anymore. Not that I don't give a fuck anymore, but he's going to continue to play these games with me and I'm over it. So, as you can see, Nisi and I want to make sure I'm not putting anything out there. No, I'm not. Niecy and I talked the same day, October 18th. I wrote her at 3:52 a.m. because that's when everybody left Danielle's house, around like 2:30 in the morning, 3 a.m. And I asked her, did she make it home safe? Okay. And ever since then, we've been talking. Okay. I'm not even going to show you guys the text messages because it doesn't matter. But for me to be such everything under the sun, I took their brother away from them, I this, like that. We're not even nothing.
I want y'all to listen to something real quick. And we don't give a shit about Niecy having a relationship with you because you kept being disrespectful. She kept chasing after you, trying to have a relationship in lieu of her loving her brother. You kept fucking her brother over. She kept picking him up every time he fell, every time you kicked him down. When he didn't have this, when he didn't have that, you did that shit. It was not the internet. It was the shit that was happening behind the scenes that you all brought to the internet. So this is what your former sister-in-law said.
How could Drum in your house? You didn't allow him to come around his family. You didn't allow him to talk to his family. When I say allow, that meant that if we talk to him, that you would leave him. Or he had to get out. Or he's not putting you first. What a petty ass bitch to try to keep a nigga away from their family. Oh yeah, And when you left before, since his family never do shit for him, did you tell everybody you took his ID, you took his social security card, you took his birth certificate, and who had to get that shit back? Let's get you right. I believe it was me.
So again, the internet isn't making this shit up. It is your actual fucking former in-law, that got up here and told the internet what you did based off of your real actions in real life that spilled onto the internet. So again, when we say accountability means really owning it. But you cannot fully own what you did because you're not ready for that. Which is why you are still chasing closure from a man that you have not been with in damn near 10 years. Yeah. So no, we don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear it was the internet that made Niecy do this and it was the internet. Even fucking still, even that is disrespectful within itself. You're sitting up here, how are you talking about you care about this woman, but you sitting up here gaslighting her? And Niecy, you know this shit don't make no fucking sense. This bitch can't even sit up here and own what she actually did and the things that she fucking said. But meanwhile, you heard that woman. You heard it right. You didn't want him to talk to his family. You did try to keep him away. Own that shit. You're almost 40 fucking years old. This is how you really want to go out this motherfucking sad, doing the so-called tell-all, but you ain't telling shit, bitch. It's so stupid.
And they still wanted some type of like sisterly relationship with me.
And that makes them dumbasses. I'll just say it. That makes them slow. Because how the hell do you get up here and say how this person fucked your family over and did this? They come up here years later and still put all of the shit off on you, but you want to have a relationship with her. Why is that? I'm telling you, whatever Nisha represents to them, they cannot take it and they do not like it. Y'all were at that motherfucking engagement party acting like you were so happy, da-da-da-da-da. Baby, the jealousy was all over Kim and Danielle's face that night. And I want y'all to go back and I want y'all to watch that damn video again. When they fucking sat up there and did the pose for that picture, you couldn't even pay Danielle to really smile and look actually happy. That woman represents change. She represents a fresher breath air. And y'all fucking can't stand it. And y'all hate it. Y'all hate the fact that she's stable and she's brought stability to your fucking life. But newsflash, bitches, this bitch right here on the screen that y'all love so much was never going to do it. He would have never been in that situation where he could have had better credit, making more money, a nice home built up from the ground up, his own business on the side with a bitch like this. I know y'all fucking hate it, but it's the reality of the situation. This bitch has a takeover and a fucking spirit about her to bring people down, which is what she did, which is why your brother couldn't get ahead with her. So knock it off.
So I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's crazy how this internet will try to spin a narrative. And I've been just letting it go and letting it go and letting it go. But it wasn't on me. It definitely wasn't on me. I played my part in the shit. But this whole thing between him and I, it will keep going because he will never heal. He will never allow himself to get over us or whatever, me or whatever the fuck you want to put it. And he can never grow from the situation. And that's why he will continue to treat me the way he treats me, try to keep the kids away from me, play this whole fucking weird ass game that he plays. I'm just not playing it anymore. Huh? Your balloons? Yeah, them on the bed. My baby got a bunch of balloons. I get what you're saying, but you can't be mad at people who see him for who he is. I'm the friend who's gonna be madder than you. Are you talking to me, Jayla?
She's too stupid to even get what that even means. But having more children doesn't automatically mean that you have healed from the emotional wounds that you have suffered in that you claim you suffered in that relationship. The babies, they can bring definitely joy and purpose and love, but a child cannot repair unresolved trauma and insecurity and abandonment issues. You are a broken bitch, and you thought that constantly having more babies with more men would help you to get over him, and obviously it didn't. You cannot replace the actual work of healing with being distracted with having more children. It's not going to disappear. For anything, it's going to highlight it. And this is why I always say that when she had AJ, it did nothing but it buried it a little bit, but for her, it made her even more resentment towards that little boy. Not just for Zolo. It's the fact that they kicked off the start of her never being able to get Gerard back. You know? And she's one of those kind of people who love to sit up there and make it seem like more babies means moving on, means growth. And it really, she really thought that it would be different. But the truth is, bitch, healing isn't measured by how many children you've had or how many relationships or how much sex you keep having over the years. It's not about that. Healing is truly measured by accountability, a sense of self-awareness, and emotional maturity. All things that you do not have. And you do not have the willingness to confront what the fuck you did and the part that you really truly played in that. You have to bring them in. You have to drag him in it. You have to drag the sisters in it. No, this is about you, because he's never going to get up here and defend himself, defend his wife. People don't feel like he should, he needs to, whatever the case that you may think. I don't even care at this point. He's never going to get up here and do those things. And you know that. They're not going to get up here and do those things. So this is about you and your accountability. But you still, even after all of this bullshit, you still can't do it. And the fact that you have been maintaining the same patterns after all these years shows how stagnant you really are. And you refuse to grow. You refuse to. And you thought getting him back in the bed would do it for you. And it ended up making you look like a bigger fool than what you looked like before.
Yeah, I don't want to hold on to this shit anymore. And it's just, like I said, if I was so bad and I was so everything and I kept the brother away from everybody, that was such bullshit. I didn't keep him away from anybody. I encouraged him to be around his family. Yeah. Why? Because I wanted to show stuff on my phone. As much as his mama hated me for whatever reason, when we went over there for Mother's Day a couple times, I encouraged him to buy her flowers. Like
Bitch, how are you gonna encourage someone to buy their mother flowers when you don't buy your own mother flowers? All of the shit that your mama sitting up here doing, lying so that you don't have to pay child support, saying that she's proud of you after all the fucked up decisions and that you keep seeming to make and the choices you keep making. all these fucking random ass fucking children. You don't buy your own mammy flowers, so how you gonna tell him about his motherfucking mama flowers? You got up here and literally exposed the trauma that he had as a child, and how his mother didn't wasn't there for him, and you called his mom the bus driver, the fat ass, all the disrespectful shit, and you want us to believe that you encouraged him to buy her fucking flowers. Bitch, you knew that he didn't have the best relationship with her, and you got off on it because bitches like you, that's what y'all like. Especially when you get up a hold of a black man with some goddamn trauma, because that's all you can attract. You don't wish your mama happy birthday. You don't post her on Mother's Day. Neither do your fucking sister. When has your sister just came in and flown into town and y'all just gonna have a girls' weekend or something like that, or just go out or get mani and petties and shit together? Bitch, you don't even know what the actual structure of a family looks like and what it takes to maintain it. So how the fuck you gonna get up here and say, oh, I just wanted to bring them closer together? Bitch, you did nothing but cause fucking confusion, distractions, deflection. You did nothing but bring a motherfucking dark cloud over that man's relationship with his fucking already fucked up dynamic, just like yours. So for a bitch that don't even give her own mother flowers, and you don't, bitch, you don't. You don't even do shit for your mom. What, you might throw her a little money or some food stamps every now and then? You don't do shit. So at the end of the day, you want us to believe that you gave a fuck about him giving that black woman flowers. The same black woman that you got up here and freely disrespected. Your mammy got up here and said that that woman did not raise him right. Who raised you? Remember the night that your mammy called him a motherfucking slave? And y'all thought it was cool sitting up here talking shit about his black mother, but you love his sister so goddamn much. And how disrespectful of you bitches to have a fucking, to even try to have a relationship that will sit up here and talk about a woman that is supposed to be seen as y'all fucking elder. That's what makes me disgusted with y'all. You really thought that the bitch that was comfortable enough to get up here and talk about this boy mama would have some kind of good, with some kind of loyalty towards y'all? No, she couldn't wait to get up here and expose how y'all were turning against Nisha. These bitches know exactly what they're doing. You do not understand that these people cannot wait to get up here and show the world how black people don't have each other's backs, and how easy it is for y'all to turn on each other for nothing, for literally nothing. And this is what y'all get. Your damn address got doxed and exposed, and y'all looking like fucking fools. Fucking fools, the biggest. For an idiot like this. Talking about some, I told him to buy his mom flowers. Bitch, please. The same woman that you didn't fucking like. No, that bitch know exactly what she getting up here saying. And that's how divisive these people is. They like to divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. That's their number one fucking motive. And that lady didn't like you for a specific fucking reason, and she's been right about you ever since the fucking beginning. The fuck are you talking about?
I was an idiot. I was so stupid. I was so dumb. And then I just took the heat and the blame for everything for playing his game. You know, I got caught up in his game for sure. The cheating and the beating, the disrespect and everything. But before all of that, I was such a good girl, and I just loved him, and I just wanted the best for my family, And that's why, you guys, it's important, like, when you're in something so toxic like that, or you're with somebody who's so toxic, don't lose yourself in that shit. Because you will absolutely lose yourself and turn into that person who's hurting you. You will become that person. You will do what they do. And yeah. And at the end of it, I was just like destroyed. And no matter what people want to say, I lost my kids for this reason, that reason, this reason, that reason. I don't care about none of that shit. I lost my kids because I was broken. I was a shattered woman at the end of all of those games, manipulation. Look how he still plays with me. And you could say, girl, that was last November, girl. Okay, cool. That was last November. But last November was around the corner. It was just around the corner.
She's trying to really just hone in on when the timing of this shit was. Bitch, the purpose of the conversation is that it never should have happened at all. It never should have happened at all. And this is what happens when you want to be a pick me. And you will choose access to a man over having integrity for yourself. Okay? You already say you know he's a liar. You know that he's a manipulator. You know that he's disrespectful. But maintaining a relationship or having some kind of access to him benefited you for all of the wrong fucking reasons. All you wanted was information out of his family to get closer to them. It made you feel good to have some sense of attention from your favorite black man, and it made you feel important. And then the only reason why you wanted the sisters involved because you were able to have someone to gossip with. That's it. The harsh reality of this shit, bitch, is that you got exactly what you deserve, and honestly, so did they. This is what happens when y'all put men first instead of putting yourselves as women first. How about that?
Like, what the fuck? Just like in November, December, you guys were saying, please, girl, you haven't seen him since May. That was nothing. Like, no. What the fuck? That was like, are you good? Like, no. That man would still be doing what he thinks he could do if he knew he wouldn't get exposed. And I will always expose it because you're not going to play with me. You're not going to play with me ever again in your fucking life. Oh, that's what I was going to show you guys too. People were like, she told the kids to, oh, you know what? I think I can't log in. Hold on. I don't know what is it called? Oh yeah, I can. She told the kids to never call her again. No.
I can definitely see you telling your kids that. I can definitely see that.
Not at all. I said, I'm not picking them up. This was the last day that it was supposed to be my day. And I don't care what you guys say. You guys don't understand my situation. And we could stay here all day and we could talk about it and we could go through it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've been played with too much and I'm not being played with anymore. Okay? He was calling me in April. I haven't seen my kids since April. Okay? He was calling me. I said, I'm not picking them up. Let them know I love them. I said, you win. If they ever want to reach out, they can. Let them know. I'm always here for them and I love them. I just won't fight you anymore for the right to be their mother. Period. And I won't. And I won't. Why have I even had to fight this long? I never did nothing to anybody. I broke up with him. I tried to move on with my life. I was not allowed to move on with my life. I was supposed to keep chasing him, I guess, until my dying breath. I don't fucking know. But yeah.
She act like that was a mic drop moment. Bitch, that did nothing but show how fucking selfish you are. And how the fuck are you fighting with a goddamn court order? No, you weren't fighting to be in their life. You were trying to fight to be in his life. That's what that really is. And you got mad because he stopped chasing you when he initially left you and when he wanted to divorce you because you were going out of town being a whore. There wasn't a mic drop moment. That's selfish. That's stupid. Those are your fucking children that you claim that that's your God-given right. So you fight for your fucking children, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Plenty of people are in some of the most downright diabolical fucking custody situations that you would ever want to be in. Y'all's was honestly not even that bad. But the two of you made it worse in that aspect by venturing off and doing other bullshit. So, please.
But if he knows that if my kids want to reach out to me, my phone is always open. But with a narcissist like that, you have to completely shut him off.
Girl, please.
Shut him the fuck off. Because he will always think he can come back and play these games with me. What, baby?
And if you think so-called shutting him off, by going through his family to get information about him, his household and all of that, that's not shutting him off. Again, if you motherfuckers are gonna be over here listening, at least fucking learn and understand. Like I said, everybody's thinking they're doing the Grey Rock method. Y'all are not. It's done, it's dead, and it's over with. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. Try again next year because everyone has fucking failed. Okay? Okay.
And he only thinks he can do that because he has control over my children. So, all this, you told them never to call you again. I don't know where you guys got that information from, but it's false. Okay? Okay. Cool. Let me see this. He's the colorist y'all accuse her of being. Clock it.
All of you motherfuckers are colorists. What the fuck? And all of y'all hate y'all self. How about that?
And that's my whole thing. If I make people uncomfortable in real life, not on the internet, how I tell these bitches to shove it and where to shove it, okay? But in real life, if I made his sisters feel uncomfortable, if his own sisters thought I was a colorist or I felt some type of way, why would she welcome me in her house? Why would she want to be a part of my life again? Why would Niecy, after everything Niecy's said on this internet about me, which is proven that she was just mad and she was just talking shit. Okay, that's fine. We all get mad and talk shit. Me and Niecy used to be super close, and then the internet got involved and she let all the shit get to her head and she went against me. How people do. That's fine. But after everything, why would she talk to me again?
Because they're extremely insecure, bitch. That's why. That's why. They are extremely insecure. They have some unresolved issues to deal with themselves. Look how Gerard has talked about himself. Look how he's talked about himself. Look how he's talked about Black women in the past. It is not abnormal for these people to want to maintain a fucking relationship with the very group of people that can't stand them and don't like them. It's the same fucking reason of why they're going behind Nisha's back and they have zero fucking sympathy or empathy for her in this situation as women. It's the same fucking reason why they don't feel bad that their brother is doing this to her. But meanwhile, they'll probably cry their fucking eyes out if a man do it to them. It's a bunch of two-faced ass fucking loyalty, bitch. Yes, they would absolutely do that again. So you thinking that you're making the internet look dumb? You're not. You're just highlighting on how dumb you all are. What the fuck? It's just shining the spotlight on the same conversations that we have up here daily. This biased loyalty that women like them have with bitches like you. They want a seat at your wobbly ass fucking table. Meanwhile, they are the table. They are the trendsetters. But for whatever reason, they want to be intertwined with you so fucking badly because they don't really realize who they really are and the power they really possess. That's why. The same reason why a nigga like him would even ever want to intertwine and put himself back into your personal space again after all the shit that you've done. Some people don't mind getting treated like shit. And you're one of those people, but you motherfuckers never get it though.
I don't, in my opinion, their loyalty should be with the person he's with. Oh my God. So much has been told to me about that relationship. So much has been said, and I'm not going to repeat it because once again, this is not to bash his sisters. This is not to talk mess about them. Nothing. Those are still the aunts. And another thing, he don't even see Niecy. He don't even fuck with Niecy anymore. So the most he fucked with her was when I was in his life. Now he don't even see her ever. He sees Danielle though. But I'm just saying, like, you don't even fuck with her no more. So all of that was for nothing. Y'all did all that. Y'all did all that for nothing.
He don't need Niecy anymore. If you remember and recall, bitch, he needed her because you kept fucking him over. He didn't have the access to resources and money that he has now. He didn't have that back then. So he needed Niecy a lot. He needed Niecy to put that down payment on his apartment for when you constantly fucking left. He needed Niecy to go get him a replacement ID, social security card, and birth certificate for when you fucking took it. Remember that shit? He needed her more back then than he needed her now. That's why they probably don't have a fucking relationship, because he has discarded that. Now you can call that fucking selfish or hateful or say he would never do that. That's on you. But that's what it's definitely giving. It's giving, I used you for what I needed you for. Now I'm good. Now I don't need you anymore. I know that he's not supposed to be looked at in that kind of light, but at the end of the day, a human being is a human being. But that's exactly what it's giving. It's giving, I've depleted you. I've used you for all the resources that you gave me. I'm good, thanks, but no thanks. I don't need you no more. That's why they probably don't have a fucking relationship anymore. That's why it's probably surface level. Let's get together and let's get drunk. He's found his way. He's standing on his own 2 feet. He's been doing it well for a few years, and he don't need her anymore. He needed her a lot back then because she was the one who was willing to step up and help him out and save him and be there for him and be his safety net. It's funny how motherfuckers, they end up repaying you later on, but that's neither here nor there. No, it was all for a fucking reason. Please believe it. And even even people that you would see with the most kindest heart can sometimes use people. But that's what it always gave to me. He did nothing but use her back in the day. And she allowed herself to be used. Because it was love for her. And I'm not going to say that he didn't love her, but in a way, he did use her a lot. He did. He used her for what he couldn't get out of you. And that was support. That was support and real love. You don't go out of your way, get in trouble with your spouse and sneaking and giving him money when you weren't supposed to if you really didn't love and care about that fucking person. And it just was what it was. He was down on his luck. And it's crazy how he was with you for all of those years and can never get ahead, bitch. So that's why. And it says a lot about you also, too, as a partner. So I don't know what's up here to laugh about and smirk about, because none of that shit is absolutely funny that a nigga couldn't get ahead and you held him back for 8 fucking years. The shit that he has with Nisha and he's done with her, you mean to tell me you couldn't do that in 8 years with this bitch? Oh, you know what you had. That's why. And she knows it too. And she thinks it's funny that he don't have a relationship with Niecy. She does. You better believe that she made fun of that with her mammy at some point when they be on the phone talking shit about the black women that they have been consistently talking about for years. And how are y'all having a relationship with someone and you want to refer them? They're still the aunts to my kids. But meanwhile, the fucking mother is not even doing what she needs to do. And y'all are mothers. So how are you even comfortable with this shit? That's why I said the only person that gives a fuck about the kids being taken care of outside of him making sure that he does the monetary part and the other parts that, you know, a parent is supposed to do is Nisha. She don't even have to get up here and say it. She does. It's her. Y'all too busy trying to be underneath Olivia's rotten ass.
You don't even fuck with her no more.
And that's so funny to her.
So ridiculous. But I've been told so much about so much, and I'm not going to repeat it, but it's a joke. It's a fucked up get Olivia back for everything she's ever done to me. Like, it's insane.
It's crazy how, you know, the current wife can become the villain in the story, because that's what secretly I think there's the commonality. That's the common denominator we see in this situation, or how Nisha is being looked at as the villain. And you don't even have to say what was said about her or the relationship. You getting up here implying that something was said is just as damaging. So I hope and pray that Nisha takes heed to this. This is not about Olivia being a liar. This is way bigger than that. It's the fact of any woman, people that you invite in your house, the possibilities of you going back and talking about me with someone that you know hates me and despises me. And the fact that they can even be comfortable enough to bring it to the internet, on that alone, I couldn't have you around me. And she probably has some kind of boundaries when it comes to them, because she knows that they fake. So, and that is fake. I don't care how anybody wants to put it. It is absolutely fucking fake. You can say that it's all made up, whatever helps you through it. But all of this shit is absolutely fake, and there is no reason why Nisha would even want to be in the presence of these women ever again. And I really hope that she takes heed to that. And I'm really sick of this whole Nisha strong, Nisha don't care, Nisha's ignoring this. Would you? Could you ask yourself, really sit with yourself and ask yourself, would you keep ignoring all of this?
That's why I just had to like step away, because no, no, no. And I've taken so much. Taken so much. But I'm not gonna fight with him to be a mother to my kids. I'm not gonna fight with him anymore. Fight with him for what? Fight with him for what? Beg for what? Deal with this woman for what? I don't care how much the internet likes the person he's with. That's cool. You guys can ride for her to the day you die. Those are my kids. And I'm not gonna fight with this random person over my kids. I'm not doing that. I'm not fighting for a spot that was given to me by God. I'm not doing it. I never hurt, neglected, abused. I never did nothing to my children. And I'm not gonna let people play me like I did. He can't even play me like I did, because the moment I let him back in and sleep with me and be around me, he was letting me get the kids every weekend. Every fucking weekend, whenever I wanted the fucking kids.
Either, and now that shit is very much debatable. I know some people say yes, he did. It was not given that she got those kids every fucking weekend. I mean, no. I mean, it gave that you had them at your regular schedule, maybe, you know, a little bit here and there, but every fucking weekend you did not have those fucking kids, bitch. Like, that's a whole lie.
So it's cool. It's okay. It's okay. Everything will be fine. I genuinely feel that way. But I was not going to hold on to this anymore, because it's not my burden to carry. I didn't call myself that night in October. He did that shit. He did that. He called me. He's the one married. He called me over here after the affair, after Florida, after everything. And y'all think he's the greatest man in the world. Okay, that's okay. You could think that. I don't think that. But I will continue to support my kids from afar. And when I can deal with my kids without having to deal with him, then everything will be fine. But I'm not kissing his ass. Like I told you guys, I don't even want to ever speak to him ever again in my life. I don't ever want to, and I've never felt like that before, but I don't ever want to see him, speak to him, nothing. So when it can be arranged that way, and I can just have my rights as a mother and just be a mom to my kids, then everything will be fine. We can do that. But this whole weird ass shit that he wants to do, he wants to have his cake and eat it too and do this, and I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not. Anyway, let me see any comments, because I'm about to get off. Do you guys have any questions? Because I'm going to get off of here. And like I said, we're not talking about this ever again.
She can't wait to talk about it again.
Okay? I don't care. My babies are about to have birthdays. I'm going to call Ryan for her birthday, and I'm going to call Christian for his birthday. And other than that, and I'm going to always tell my kids, I love you. Here, write my phone number down. They can't even call me. They can't even like say, Dad, can I call my mom? They all have cell phones. They cannot call me from their cell phone. They'll get in trouble. But I'm still going to give it that. I'm still going to give them my phone number. I'm still going to say, keep this phone number. If you need me, call me. If they want me to pick them up, call me. If they need me to, call me. And if you're too scared to call me, if he won't allow you to call me, I'm sorry. That's on him.
No, bitch, that's when you say and go to the court and saying this man is not allowing me to see my children or talk to my children. What do you mean I'm sorry? But don't let it miss y'all the fact that she don't want nothing to also do with those children because she can't handle all six of them together. This sixth one is about to come, and she really don't want to deal with all those kids at one time underneath the one roof. So don't let that miss y'all either. The reason why she agitated this situation as badly as she did and alienated those kids away.
That's on him. Am I ready to give birth? I will be. I will be very soon. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much for modding, baby. Yeah, we got Jen from corporate in here, and she will block you if you say something stupid. It's just not even worth it. It's not even worth it, y'all. Just, I'm gonna say this again in the nicest way because I'm so mean. Leave me alone. If you don't like me, if you have a problem with me, if you don't like how I deal with my kids, if you don't, just stop watching me. You guys are not paid to watch me. You guys are not forced to watch me. Just stop watching me. There's so many things you can watch on this internet. Okay? I'm done. I'm so like mentally done going back and forth with people. I'm so mentally done with people thinking that I am the cause for everything when I'm not. Like, yes, I played my part. But for the longest time, I've just been wanting to co-parent and get along. I don't give a fuck if he's married. I don't care. I'm so over that shit. I was over that shit once I had AJ.
To say that you were over it when you had AJ is crazy fucking work, bitch.
When I pushed out my son, I was done. I was done. And I know that AJ was born in 2022. But still, we broke up like in 2020. It took me like 2 years to get over him. I'm taking accountability. It did. It took me a while to get over him. But once I was done, I was done.
Girl, you're not taking accountability because you are hiding behind the hate label. Everyone hates me. You just hate me. I mean, you just cannot seem to take critique and any kind of criticism. So you hide behind hatred instead of actually addressing the shit. You shift the focus on how people feel about you because you are just an internalized victim. So no, again, avoiding accountability. You're not really taking it because you love to hide behind the word hate. Oh, it's just because everyone hates me. No, it's literally because you're not a likable person. You are a victim. You are a moron. And you are evil. That's why.
The fuck? I wasn't trying to be with him. I give a fuck what fucking narrative you guys try to paint. That was not the fucking case. I was trying to be in my kid's life. And he knew taking my children, I would always forever have to chase him, beg him, plead with him. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
And being a victim too, she's just attached to the idea of being a victim. It not only gives her an image because of how she's built up her platform, but it protects her from accountability. Because if you're always being attacked, then they never have to examine your actual behavior. So she paints this narrative for her followers over there that she's just attacked and people just, oh, they're attacking me because I'm biracial. They're attacking me because my ex, the love of my ex. No. Mm-mm-mm. The whole everyone is against me narrative is so easy to put out there versus you having to actually say, maybe I do need to change. This is why she double downs on the disgusting behavior. This is why when people call her out for treating her kids badly, she treats them worse. This is why when people say that she's disgusting, she does things to be even more disgusting because changing for better is never going to happen with this person. That's why it's so funny to me when she says she's grown from the situation when you do everything possible not to change and you become an even worse version of yourself to prove a point.
My babies can reach out to me whenever they want. They can come live with me. They can come stay with me. They could come anything. But I'm not finna play that sick ass game. I'm not finna play that sick ass game with him anymore. No. Are you ready to give birth? Oh, I already read that. You're moving to Delaware? Oh, moving to Delaware will be good for you. Delaware? Why Delaware? No. Mm-mm. I can't, Ty. I know you guys think of you guys, like I said, you guys don't have as much, you don't have the feelings that I have in me built up. I cannot be in certain vicinities of people. I don't trust myself. I'm being honest with you guys. I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. And you want to talk about don't let him take anything else from me? I'm not.
You don't trust yourself with who, bitch? Because let's see, you've been around with him. You've been around him. You've had his penis in your mouth. You've been around his sister. So you don't trust yourself to do what? You had the opportunity to put a hurting on Nisha if you really wanted her. And you got scared of her little tiny sister, Raven. And you went and you ran to the police like most Karens do. So you're not gonna do anything to anyone. You haven't been in a real fight. People that's been in real fights and really about this shit don't have to say shit about it. You just gonna fucking know it. So all this undercover threatening Nisha, because that's who it's really for. Because you don't feel that way about Gerard. You never would feel that way about him, and you don't feel that way about his sister. Them. So who else is there? You're not going to do anything to Nisha. Nisha's not going to do anything to you. Now, her sister, I don't know. That's up for debate. Big Raven, she'll probably do something. But, I mean, don't trust yourself with what? Like, you literally do nothing but call the police, like, none fucking stop. And this is the karma that you're getting, bitch, from constantly calling the police. This is why CPS is constantly up your fucking ass.
That's the way I'm not. Because I'm not going to be around people. I'm not going to let people antagonize me. I'm not going to let people try me. I'm not. Because I've been through so much. And now that I've been to jail and I see that, bitch, I can't survive. I'm scared because I might go back. But for a real reason this time. And like I said, this is very grown woman of me to say this and admit this because I don't want to get caught up in any type of situation. You have to understand, ladies, these people are playing and they've been playing with my heart, my children, not him. I don't give a fuck about a man. My babies, the babies I birthed, the babies I give life to. They're playing with a piece of me. They're playing with me. And they've been for years. And I'm going to let God handle that because God will handle that.
You know who else would have handled that too, bitch? The motherfucking court. So please, you have played on them children's tops way more than anybody has ever played on their top. Because at the end of the day, they're being taken care of no matter how you want to put it. They're still alive. They're eating. They look healthy. Their hair is combed. They're making it to school. They're making good grades. They participate in extracurricular activities. The most surface level shit. You know what I'm saying? But you couldn't even do that. So what do you mean they're playing with your babies? Remember, you wanted to know if he had tequila. The conversation wasn't about to talk about the kids. Remember that. Just like the conversation when he asked you, did you want more time, bitch? You said no.
I'm going to let him deal with it. Because if I deal with it, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be gone out of all my baby's life. So, I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't, baby.
Girl, please. Anisha, at this point, I don't know why she would want to sit down with Gerard, the family members. I mean, it's all giving traitors, and y'all been playing behind my back any fucking way. So it's not even a conversation to even talk about sitting down having one-on-one. That shit should have honestly happened years ago. And then I'm gonna be honest, years ago wouldn't have made a difference either because it was way too fresh for Olivia. She was even more hooked on him back then. So no, at this point, fuck all of y'all.
I wish that I could, but I've been mature for so long. I swallowed my shit for so long. There's only so much a person can take, you know? Literally, there's only so much a person can take. So when I knew, when I was envisioning things, and when I felt my shit snapping, I was like, reel it in, bitch. We cannot go there. We cannot go there. Because if I go there, then what? I lose all my children. So once again, I don't expect you guys to understand. Just please understand. If it was your children, you guys probably thinking to yourself, bitch, I would have snapped years ago. Yeah. And if I didn't have AJ and Kailani, I would have snapped years ago too. Bitch, these children have kept me grounded, alive, and in the right state of mind. My baby's here. So God has a reason for everything. Okay. Um, but like I said, I will continue to financially support them, because regardless of if you guys think I have or haven't, I've been paying portions of my child support every single month. No, I cannot afford the full amount. That's already been said. I will be going back to court to revise my child support very soon. But until that happens, I'm paying on it, and I will continue to pay on it until I get it revised, and then I'll pay the full amount. And then when my kids grow the strength and grow the courage to reach out to me and be like, this is not okay, I want my mom in my life, and stand up to him, then I will always be here for them. Nothing will ever change that. Ever. Ever.
Remember, she wants them to have strength and courage at their little bitty ages, and she wants them to wait to come out and chase after her when she's the parent in this situation, and she owes them everything. They don't owe her shit.
I did not lose visitation. That was another lie. No, that didn't happen. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, that's been the picture this whole time, that they're the more stable household. I'm insane, I'm psycho, I'm neglectful. Look at, and it's all just been lies and misconceptions and different people's perceptions and their own feelings towards me. I don't really care about none of that stuff, you guys. I don't care. I don't care. I've gone into major debt chasing behind my babies, trying to be in their life. I've put myself in really bad situations. I've been very, I'm actually looking back on it now, and I've just been through so much, and that's okay. That's all right. He can paint himself out to be the most stable parent or whatever the fuck. And I have so much tea from people, but I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna even say nothing. It doesn't matter. He knows what he does. He knows what he puts my kids through. Okay, he knows. Fuck it. No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Why not? He is so unstable mentally. My my baby was here telling me shit that my daughter would never even see unless it was him doing it to me. Because I don't care. I don't care if I have a man up and through here playing stepdaddy or whatever. My kids have never seen a man fight with me, a man put his hands on me, nothing like that.
Didn't they see him do that to you though? I'm confused.
My kids come over here telling me that they just witnessed him damn near beating his sister up right in front of them. And that's nothing new. He's been doing shit like that. But I'm just saying, like,
So Danielle, you let him go upside your head. Isn't Danielle married, if I'm not mistaken? So you're helping a man cheat. That's your brother. who also is comfortable enough to put his hands on you, y'all over there having drinks and all that kind of shit. Yeah, okay.
Well, my daughter told me that just happened. That just happened like a couple months ago. But he's the more stable parent. No, that man has problems. And they witness so much being there.
And you constantly move, which is also why you're not stable. You bring all of your children's information to the internet. Your child or not, why, if your child told you something in confidence, the first thing that you do is run and tell a bunch of people on the internet, a bunch of strangers, and that makes you're more stable. You have all of these different men around your children. That's not stability. It's nothing about you that says stability. Not to mention, bitch, you're packing up to move yet again. How many times have Gerard and Nisha moved over there? Yeah, okay. How many women have the children been around outside of fucking you and Nisha? Yeah, okay. So, girl, knock it off.
But it's okay. Like I said, God will handle it. God will handle it. But he knows what he's done. And then you have that lady telling my daughter, don't tell your mom that happened. You weird ass bitch. Why are you telling my daughter what to tell me? That's not okay. My daughter should not see her father choking out her aunt. Literally choking out her aunt.
And why the fuck do you want to sleep with someone? And why did you sleep with someone that was choking out another woman? So again, the way you try to go on and make other people look bad, again, you still look like the biggest dummy, the biggest loser in this situation. Because this is what you fought for. This is what you embarrassed yourself for a whole damn year straight, to get up here and brag about a nigga that's the so-called doing shit like this. Okay.
What message does that send my daughter?
And what message does it send where her mammy keeps popping out fucking random babies with a bunch of different men? What message does that send a woman that parades around with her ass out online? What message does it send a woman sitting up in her bed talking about the fact that I don't, get the 3-letter STD and da 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 da, and you just not at almost 40 understanding the importance of using protection? You don't even get me started about the poorest messages that you send out. You know what? We're finna go ahead and end this because this bitch is absolutely ridiculous.
My baby is crying because they're all drunk. Everyone's drunk. It's a mess.
How many times have you been drunk in front of those fucking kids? It's just like, you don't care about the behavior. You just care about who's doing it. So, because you're doing the same fucking thing. You went over there and got drunk with them, remember? So, again, hypocrites.
Yes. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. That's the type of shit my baby sees over there. You okay?
I don't have time for the fake mothering. I'm just going to go ahead and stop it there. If you all really did enjoy this video, I will be more than happy to come back and do a part 2 on it. She really wasn't talking about shit. Yeah. A bunch of bullshit. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And I just want to say this right here. In my closing, the saddest part about this situation is that everyone loses in this. You know what I'm saying? No one won in this. Shit got exposed. Business got told that shouldn't have been brought to the internet. Everyone loses in this. The family loses the opportunity to really embrace healthy relationships. I feel that Nisha brought a healthy balance to his life, but this kind of betrayal right here honestly cannot be overlooked. The husband loses trust in his marriage, and I don't care what anyone says. You could dislike Olivia, you could hate her, you could not believe her, but as women, no one wants another woman to be able to put their mouths on your fucking relationship. And I don't know how good people are at compartmentalizing certain things, but certain shit just cannot keep getting put on the back burner all in the name of a marriage and having a ring and saying that you have a husband, okay? The ex remains connected to a chapter that should have ended years ago, and the current wife is forced to navigate hostility that she didn't create. Nisha did not create this situation. she was brought into it, and though she agreed to stay in it, it's still not fair to be going out of your way to show love and appreciation to other people. And it seemed like what you're getting out of it is two-faced fucking betrayal behind your back, which makes it really difficult to honestly see as another woman. All because people chose bitterness over boundaries. What often gets overlooked is the healthy people don't need enemies to feel connected. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you where a lot of the people that play a part in this at. Because if you really are a healthy minded individual, you wouldn't even fool with Olivia. Period. Point blank. They don't need a common target, which I've always said that Nisha is the common target in this situation. They don't need to gossip, triangulation, or division to maintain relationships. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, not mutual resentment. Okay? And people, in my final closing, people bonded by bitterness often mistake shared resentment for genuine connection. But real love doesn't require a villain. Real loyalty doesn't require betrayal, and real healing begins when people stop building relationships around who they hate and start building them around who they want to become. This was a lot to unpack. I'll definitely meet you all in the comments. I want to hear your feedback. You might have to break this video up. I have been away for a while, and I definitely wanted to come back with a reaction video, but a longer one this time around. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. As always, I appreciate you guys' support. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, just let me know your comments on this, and I'll meet you all in the comments. This your girl Lux Noir, and this is the Sis Let's Be Real podcast, and I'm out. Peace.